What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Knab and Ro Show. I'm here with my compatriot and partner in crime, Ro. Say hi, Ro.
Hi, kids.
And welcome back to this spooky edition of this week's podcast. Boo. So
scary.
So tell me, Ro, what did you do this past week?
Nothing.
Nothing? Again?
Nothing. Yeah. My life is boring now that there's no wedding planning or things to do.
So I'm gonna have to like create goals for you.
Maybe.
Yeah, like
I watched the movies. I watched the movies, did some stuff around the house.
Oh, that's good. You didn't go see any friends or anything exciting?
I don't think so. I hung out with my brother. He's starting to play that zombie game now.
7 Days to Die.
Yeah. Yep. He started playing that. My sister-in-law, his wife, plays it, but on the PS4, I think.
Oh. Okay.
But he was like, I'm gonna play on the computer. And I really missed it because I was trying to get him to, like, join my server because I have, like, lots of things in there. Yeah. And I'm not a good meleeer. And he was very insistent that it was too easy. And so he made his own. And we played on that, and I struggled. And I did not like it. Sam, I am.
Was it super, super hard?
Well, he almost said that he did different. He didn't make it like super hard, but he made like the zombies not run, and he upped the loot, so we always got like a lot of loot. But zombie apocalypse night happened, and that doesn't happen in my game. But yeah. So anyway, needless to say, it's fun. I mean, it's fun playing with him and hanging out with him. So we'll go there, and we progressed a little bit, and we'll go from there.
Well, that is exciting. So it's probably going to take him a little bit to get to where we're at then, but that's okay.
Yeah, but he can always hang out on my server, and
good.
He can borrow your bike.
Sure. Oh, he's going to give him my bike.
Just to borrow. Calm down.
Okay. So this
what did you do?
Yeah. So this past week, besides work during the week, there's always stuff we do in the weekends, right?
Oh yeah.
So I ended up doing kind of a Halloween-y thing. I think it was actually on.
I feel like it was like Thursday.
Yeah, it was a Thursday.
It wasn't like the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. So my weekend kind of started on Thursday to ish. So my friend's parents own this campsite. Now, when I say campsite, I mean a place along the Ohio River that a bunch of campers are at. So it's like a long line of campers along the Ohio River. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And we went there and did trunk or treat with all the campers, and I did it out of the back of our hatchback, and then ended up doing hot dogs, burgers. Everybody brought a treat, and I handed out glow sticks to all the kids and stuff. So we had a good time.
Oh yeah.
Yep. And then I bought a truck.
Oh, that's right.
I did.
A truck for a boat that you don't own.
We've had this conversation, and I don't appreciate you always bringing it up like that, Ro.
Hey, yeah, but your brother agrees with me. We talked about this.
I don't care what he thinks.
Well, it's your brother's boat.
I'm just kidding. I love you, Jason. But anyways, yeah, so 2005 Dodge Ram 2500 with a turbo diesel engine, 4x4, crew cab with an 8-foot bed. The thing's a beast.
Did you drive it to work today?
No. My company, I have a company car, so I drive that whenever I do
that's
stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a good, local ground do stuff. I actually got some bales of hay for Justin because his truck is a little tiny thing compared to my big one now. So I went and helped him move some hay, which is cool. So I stayed busy this weekend. It was fun.
Yeah. Well, you carved pumpkins too.
I did. That's right. Yeah. I feel like I do so much I forget half the things I do.
With the kids and the wife.
Yeah. You never really stop doing things when you have a wife and kids.
Yeah.
You're just always on the go. Go. And there's always things to do. Because if you don't, the kids and or the wife would drive you nuts.
Well, and it's holiday season too, so there's always a lot of holiday things going on. I feel like from now to January, it's just the months go by so quick because there's so much holiday stuff coming up or anticipation or whatever. So I always feel like it's a busy time for a lot of people.
Yep, you know, it's Halloween for a month, and then it's
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
for 2 months, and Thanksgiving one day. You know.
Yep.
Basically how that goes.
Yeah, pretty much.
But so speaking of Halloween, Ro, tell me, do we have a special guest, and what exactly are we talking about this week?
Yeah, so we have one of my good friends, Athena, joining us today, and we are going to talk about all things Halloween because I know that Halloween is one of her favorite holidays, and she's been super creative with her costumes that she's had. So we are going to welcome Athena. Say hello, Athena.
Hello, Athena.
Oh,
welcome to the Knab and Ro Show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's fun. So kind of side note / history. She is actually the one that gave me the nickname Ro back in the day. I've known her. I started working for the dental company that I work with back in 2007, and she worked at the office that I started working at. And so we've been friends since then, and we live in the same we grew up in the same town, and I can't in talking with her in the beginning and getting to know each other, you know, way back when, it amazed me that our paths never crossed because her sister and my brother went to school together, so they knew each other. We knew a lot of the same people in the community and did a lot of the same things in the community, but we just ran like parallel lines in life growing up. We never like crossed until we started working. So it's been a very fun friendship, and I appreciate the share of music and movie and quotes and So You Think You Can Dance that her and I have. So it's been a very fun friendship, and I'm so glad that she's here.
Yay! Yeah. One of my favorite weird connections that you and I have, Ro, is through your cousin. So,
which cousin?
That was, or not your cousin. Who do you know that's also in Athena?
Oh yeah, my cousin. Yeah, my cousin's wife.
Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
so,
like,
I was like my cousin.
Marriage, and I'm like, no, it's, and I know it's related to your cousin, but that was one of the weirdest because, like week before you started working at the dental place, I called where she worked, and she picked up the phone and was like, hi, this is I don't even remember where it was, and this is Athena, and I was like, your name is Athena? And she's like, yeah, and I'm like, this is Athena, and I'm calling from this dental place, and we just couldn't get over it. And then to meet her at one of your birthday parties, it was so weird.
Yeah, I totally remember that now. Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure she's the same Athena I met like years and years prior to that at a Target when they gave us the wrong film, because two Athenas at the same time picking up film. It's kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, she grew up in Hillsborough too, so yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's just been, like I said, crazy, just weird that we never like crossed paths before that, because like I said, we know other people and things, so it's just been a great friendship. I love it.
I mean, I run into things like that all the time, where you meet someone down the road that you should have known like 5-10 years ago. And you had something in relation, like, for example, I went to an auction, and I bought this. It's a wine bottle with Christmas lights in it, and it was Ohio State outside that you can plug in. And then 5 years down the road, I ended up working for this bank, and the lady that made that worked in my office.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's very weird. The world is so small. It's so small.
It is. It totally is. Yeah. No, it's great. It was destiny that Athena and I were to have met, because
especially the first time I dropped you off at your house and we realized like where you lived. It's like, oh my gosh, I've been to that house next door to yours.
Yeah. Okay. That's super going off on a tangent again too. But you went to school with my neighbor, and my neighbor was super
both of your neighbors. No. Quite a few of your neighbors, though. Like, I know what story you're going at and where you're going with that story. But even your other side neighbors were like people that I legit went to high school with and hung out with. So I was over there.
Yeah. So she knew like my neighborhood that I grew up in, which is, like I said. So yeah. Okay. Pause. Because we're gonna go way off tangent. But anyway, so the house that my parents live in that I grew up in, the bedroom I shared with my sister had a walk-in closet, and it faced the street, and we lived at the end of a cul-de-sac, and it had a little tiny like octagonal window in it, right? It was perfect for like peering into like the neighborhood because you could like watch from like high above and everything. Is a two-story house, right?
Just say spying.
Yeah, spying. Yeah. So my neighbor to the one side of the house, super cute, biggest crush on him. Well, one evening, and of course I didn't find this out until like years later. One evening, he ends up bringing a girl home, and they start like kissing in the front door. And so I, of course, go upstairs and I'm like, sneaking and spying. And I was just so jealous because he was so cute, and this girl was like totally making out with him and da-da-da-da-da. Years later, come to find out that girl was Athena.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But anyway, we can go on about stories.
And the funny part about it was I just pointed to the house and I was like, oh, I dated the boy that lived there or made out. I don't even remember how I said it, but I was like, and she's like, that was you. And I was like, what? She goes, you were the girl. Because she was like, we didn't know the girl. We couldn't figure out who it was. It was you. And I was like, yeah. She almost stormed out of my car.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway. All right. Well, those are some fun stories.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love the coincidences.
Yeah. I know. It's just crazy creepy. But anyway, speaking of creepy.
We're going to talk
we're going to talk about Halloween, and let's start off with costumes. So, I want each of you to... I think I know what Michael's favorite costume that he owns or has been in. I know, right?
No idea.
But I'll start with Athena since she's our guest. What is one of your most favorite Halloween costumes you've ever had or made? I know you're super creative, so... I know you have a lot in your repertoire.
Now, is this because she's the guest of honor, or is she the ghost of honor today?
Ooh.
Either, whichever you'd like to be.
That was my nerd moment, Carrie.
I'm the ghoul of the hour.
I like that.
Oh, there you go. You're so funny.
I know. Okay, so my favorite costume is one that takes many shapes and forms. It's a nude unitard.
What?
And the first time I ever... So the inspiration behind the nude unitard was because when I was traveling in Australia and it was Halloween, obviously you're traveling, you don't have a lot of money, you can't go buy a costume, you don't want to carry a costume. But my hair was really, really long. And I thought it would be funny to like be the Alanis Morissette, because everyone does like Adam and Eve, and like you're like, that's been done, that's been had. So I thought it would be funny to like be the Alanis Morissette video at some point. But I couldn't make that happen in Australia, so I promised myself some point I would maybe do that. Well, I found a nude unitard years later, and the first time I bought the nude unitard, and it's actually, this has happened a couple times with this, I was a blow-up doll. Oh. And it was the best costume. I wore it to a house party, and it was super funny. The second time I did it, I actually wore it in public, and it was even funnier because I literally could get anybody drinks, because when I walked past people, they like split like the Red Sea, because they were just like, this girl, like they couldn't figure out what was going on. A couple years ago, I'm assuming since you are gamers, you watched Game of Thrones?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a couple years ago, my roommate and I we did the scene where Cersei was atoning.
Oh.
So I was Cersei, and she was Unella, and it was fantastic. We actually would go. We like to, because I do love costumes, and I appreciate all people who are creative and go out, and it's the one time of year as an adult where you can be a fool in public, and I love it.
Yeah.
And wait.
One time when you're an adult? Am I missing the memo here?
Well, again, I don't consider myself, I mean, I'm an adult by social standards, but, you know. So we actually did that, and it was great because she had a bell, and wherever we walked in Portland, she would shame me. And then the year... I don't know if it was the year after that or the year before that, I did do Lady Godiva. So I bought a really long wig, blonde wig, and I had like a little pony on a stick. I bought a Godiva chocolate box and kind of put that in, in a place. And I had some great heels and walked around Portland in that, and that was fun. So my nude unitard is it's fun. I was hoping that this year I wanted to be the Dragon Queen from Game of Thrones, because ever since I did Cersei, it's been kind of stained. So I was gonna rise from the ashes. So I was gonna buy little dragons and maybe do that, because now I have a long blonde wig. So who knows? It'll be revised. It's and again, I usually have more than one costume every year, but that one is definitely one of my favorites.
Wow.
So
how am I supposed to follow that?
Well, I don't know, but good luck.
I mean,
good luck to you, sir.
I'm just saying. Jeez. So
I have so many more costumes if you want to just know.
Okay. So all of you guys know mine, and it's not a costume. It is a legit full contact suit of armor made of full stainless steel, up to, depending on everything that's attached to it, 130 pounds.
Oh my gosh, so heavy.
It is heavy. So, and typically I'll just wear the whole shebang and go from there, and everything is great and dandy and whatnot. But
right.
This year, as we talked about in the last podcast about that guy who went to just take a picture of me or whatnot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've kind of adjusted. I still need to get a surcoat made for it to make it look a little bit better, and I would like to get a top chainmail vest to wear.
Without the armor, without the metal part.
Yeah, so it's
so it won't be so heavy. Is that?
Yeah, so no shoulders, no arms, no chest plate, no back plate, and no neck piece. So it would be a full chainmail with the hood that I can put over my head, right? And I would use that instead of the what you call the gorget that goes around your neck, which attaches the shoulders, the arms, and all that jazz to it. And the only reason I wore the gorget is because I didn't want that stupid pin from the cloak choking me to death every time I moved. So I put that gorget around my neck to kind of keep that from pinching me and stuff.
Gorget, what a word!
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of fancy art.
How do you spell it?
I don't know. I could not.
And go.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's mine.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome. You're extra COVID cautious with that costume.
Oh yeah, I want to do a video of me going into Kroger shopping in my suit of armor.
Yeah. You should. You should.
What about you, Ro? What's your costume?
I was just thinking about that. I was just trying to think, because I was the one that grew up. So living in Oregon, let me preface, all of our costumes had to be waterproof, or sometimes had to incorporate a raincoat or two.
Of course, not this year.
Yeah, definitely not. But just trying to think. We always wore our old dance recital costumes too. There's a picture, and once I reached an age, I really wasn't into dressing up or anything. I think I was a present for a Halloween party when I was in college. I just took a box and put some holes in it and wrapped it up and just put it on and be like, oh, my Christmas present, here I go. So I'm not super creative, but there's this really cute picture of, and I think my mom was an elephant. I think I showed this picture to Athena too, but my mom was an elephant in one of her dance recitals growing up, and so I was probably 2 or 3, and so I wore that costume, and my cousin wore a tiger costume, and we went around trick-or-treating. So it's probably one of the more cuter costumes I'm in. So it's definitely most memorable, but yeah, I would have to say that.
Like it. And
maybe, I'll post a picture.
I was about to say, maybe we'll show you guys all of our awesome costumes.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
yep.
We'll do that.
Although, speaking of costumes, so my nephew is a redhead, and when I found out he was going to be a redhead, and, when he was born or whatever, I told my sister, I go, you know what? He's going to be Ron Weasley for Halloween one of these years. So my intent is to at some point do some sort of Harry Potter thing with him, and go around. So maybe in a couple of years when he's a little bit older and listen better because he's in that non-listening stage in life right now. But those terrible sixes. Maybe in a couple years, when he can appreciate Harry Potter and who Ron Weasley is, we'll do a Harry Potter costume together.
Yeah, you can't force the Potter.
No. But I want him to appreciate it. He does have a wand because they did go to Harry Potter Land in January.
Oh, bravo.
So he has a wand. I have a wand. I have Hermione's wand. They made sure they went to Olylanders and got me one. And then I taught him how to say expecto patronum. So there's that. I go, what do we say when it's spooky out? And he'll say expecto patronum. I taught him that like 3 years ago and he still remembers it. So proud auntie moment. So Harry Potter will be in the future for sure.
Lovely. So besides the costume, one of the biggest parts of Halloween for me personally is the music, as it is for most holidays. 4th of July, you have patriotic music, Christmas, you have Christmas music, so on and so forth. So Halloween and the ghoul of the hour, please tell us, what is your go-to Halloween songs?
The one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater.
Oh, I was not expecting that. It's amazing.
Oh, that's great. I love it.
Oh,
so good.
That song makes me so happy when I hear it at Halloween. It's kind of like hearing like the only Christmas song. Well, there's a couple Christmas songs that I don't get tired of hearing, regardless. That would be a Feliz Navidad, because you just can't like help but when you hear that song be like, did it? You just can't. And of course, Last Christmas by George Michael. Like, you can't get tired of those songs. So same with the Fine Purple People Eater. Like, I hear that song and I'm like, I don't care how many times it comes on the radio during like the Halloween time. That song just makes me happy. Because what other significance does that song have other than just pure silly?
Right.
Agreed.
Right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. As far as it goes for you, Ro, what's your first go-to horror?
Okay, so I don't know. Would you consider the Time Warp from Rocky Horror Picture Show an option?
Yeah, I would. It's on my Halloween stations.
Because I feel like it is. If you don't, Monster Mash is always a good go-to. And then Michael Jackson's Thriller is always a good one too.
I just wish they didn't play Thriller all year round.
Yeah, I know.
It comes on in Halloween, like it's kind of like I almost turn the radio, like and I love Michael Jackson, but all year round, I'm like, I only want to hear that during the spooky month.
Yeah. So those would be my pool of music ish.
Yep.
That I would go.
So I agree with that. Thriller, absolutely. Monster Mash, all those other ones. Then you have the occasional, real horror ones like dee doo doo dee doo doo dee doo dee doo. The creepy ones.
Unsolved Mysteries.
Yes, Unsolved Mysteries. Oh my god. We totally talked about that guy's name. What was his name? Robert Stack or something? Robert Hatch or whatever his name is.
Even Ro, with like the new one that they have on Netflix, and he's not talking, it's still creepy.
It's still the music. It's still yeah. Yep. I get
mute it.
So it's great. It's so creepy.
So I will tell you one of the ones that I've been listening to. So I've been doing a lot of trunk or treats in my clinics, and one of the ones that keeps popping on my channel is the theme song from what's that creepy one? The girl with the superpowers, the kids. Oh my goodness!
Oh no, Stranger Things.
Stranger Things, yes. The theme song, the Stranger Things pops on.
Yeah,
I love it. I just absolutely love it.
Yeah, that is a good one too. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, that's a part of my new repertoire.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one for the playlist for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, go-to candy. This is a tough one.
So hard.
That one's hard.
So hard.
I am going to give a shout out to my company, and any of the Mars candy is just perfect for the occasion.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a sucker for, so I'm one of those weird people that loves Reese's peanut butter cups, but not like the regular size. I like the miniatures or the Christmas trees or pumpkins or Easter eggs. Like, I feel like the chocolate to peanut butter ratio on the pumpkin shaped ones the Christmas trees and the eggs are way better than the like regular sized circle ones. One of those weird people. So those are probably those are probably my good. And I'm just I'm gonna give a shout out to the flavored Tootsie Rolls because I feel like they don't get enough attention, and I feel like I see them. No, they're not. The lime ones are so good. The vanilla ones are so good.
Wait. Okay, the vanilla ones are really good. I do dig the vanilla ones.
Yeah, but I feel like I see those more around Halloween time than I do any other part of the year. Because I think Costco sells like a Tootsie Roll pack with the suckers and like the regular chocolate ones and then the flavored little Tootsie Rolls. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm a pretty equal opportunist when it comes to candy, honestly. I do not eat Twizzlers because I feel like they're just plastic licorice and it's disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
So gross. So gross.
Bro, we're going to disagree there.
Why are we friends? Why are we friends?
So, it's not just the Twizzlers, right? You have the Twizzlers, you have the Twizzlers Pull and Peel, right?
Oh, no. The pull and peel ones are fun.
Yeah, those are fun.
I don't like the waxy. I don't like the waxiness of the Twizzlers. Like, no, thank you. I'd much rather have red vines all day long.
I was just about to say that the red vines are like natural fruity straws.
Yeah, you could drink soda out of them. That's what we did growing up.
Is it soda or pop, Ro?
A soda.
Oh. Down
Where are you from?
Down here in Ohio, we call it a pop.
Yeah, no, it's soda. Weirdo.
Whatever.
Whatever. I want to go drink my soda.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, in Oregon, they say pop a lot.
Yeah, I'm in
Oregon.
Yeah, they do. I know.
I like being that mysterious heckler, and I say soda pop.
Soda pop.
That's right.
Soda pop.
That way, you're just you're an equal opportunist there. You're giving a shout out to both.
You're Switzerland.
Yeah, you're nationwide.
That is true. That is true.
You are a neutral party.
So last week we talked about scary movies, right? And we went through a whole list of 55 and added a bunch of ours because we don't understand why Harry Potter was on the list of Halloween movies. Okay, so hear me out on this one. So it's kind of like Thriller. It's definitely good Halloween. It's zombies, it's werewolves, it's all that jazz, right? But they play it all the time throughout the year. Same thing with Harry Potter. You can watch Harry Potter absolutely any time, but in the first one, they have a Halloween thing. The toads are singing double, double, toil, trouble. Like, they're witches, there's magic. It could fit Halloween, but, you know, I just,
They also played around Christmas time, too. Only because there's like
Christmas time in there.
Exactly, yeah.
You're not helping your argument any right here now, Ro.
I'm just saying it's an all year round movie. Enough said.
Yeah. It shouldn't be in the Halloween category.
Yeah. So what are your favorite Halloween movies, Athena?
You know, I'm not, that's the one, okay, so 30 Days of Night, the vampire movie.
Yeah, I mentioned that last week, yeah.
Yeah, because that, to me, is a very scary vampire movie. Like, everything about that movie, because if you were up in Barrows, Alaska, and you were getting hunted by vampires, and they're that creepy.
Totally
happened. I mean, they're not like the Twilight kind of vampires. Like, no, scary.
Yeah.
I do like, the Conjuring movies. Those don't scare me as much anymore, but they're still good. I think the movie Strangers with Liv Tyler.
Yes, I brought that up last time too. Oh my gosh.
Even though, again, I will definitely think that movie could end if somebody just sat against that brick fireplace with the shotgun and waited for those creepers to come in the house. I mean, again.
They're creeper. Those peoples are creeper. If you have not seen it, you need to. It's a creeper of a movie.
So Universal Studios, when they do their Halloween thing, and they shut down and you go in and everything is a haunted house. Yeah. They have people walking around, and that movie scared my sister, and for some reason those characters would stalk my sister the whole entire time we were in the park.
I don't subject myself to such things,
Yeah, no, it was scary because they had clowns with chainsaws and like, and you're just walking and there's people jumping out at. That was one of the scariest things. And I'm not easily scared, but I was not a fan of that. I don't know. Again, I Halloween movies. That's the one thing where it's like I'm really into the paranormal. I told Ro, I was like, we have to be careful with this topic because you get me talking about paranormal stuff, I'll go off for hours. So I focus more on like the real paranormal stuff. Like I love like silly things like Ghost Adventures and like Paranormal Witness and like anything that is more ghost involved, because I do believe that they're aliens, and I don't know why people aren't scared of that, because if there are aliens and people are being abducted by aliens, I'm sorry, I don't want to be abducted and probed by any aliens. Like, no thank you. Like, give me a ghost haunting any day.
Well, I mean,
I'll even take my chances with the zombies.
So to that topic, I agree with you on every level that you're talking about right now. I agree with you, too. But in my opinion, if there are people in the planet Earth, so not just here, but in the whole planet, that actually there's no such thing as alien, they're very narrow-minded, because we are here. Why couldn't there be another race of another creatures somewhere out there? I'm just saying.
Right.
I mean, clearly people have not watched Star Trek or The Sign. So
or the
and
Orville.
There are people and there are people who are mediums, you know, and people who are sensitives who will vouch for the fact that there are alien beings already on our planet and that people do get abducted. Like, I've watched shows where mediums have come in and have talked to families about, like, your kid isn't having nightmares, your kid is being abducted. You know, and there's movies of real life accounts and unsolved mysteries. So I don't know how people don't but again, nope. Give me the bring on the zombie apocalypse before we start talking aliens. Like, no. Nope.
I mean, maybe there is some sort of secret service like Men in Black that, you know, operate and work with the aliens. I mean, you just never know.
I like it.
We should ask Will Smith. We should ask Will Smith.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say it's a thing.
Yeah. So let's talk about corn mazes.
Oh, corn mazes.
No, don't do those either. That's where the aliens live. Did you not see signs, Ro? Did you not see signs?
I know, but
nope.
I don't know.
Well, let's take that a step further and lump in just fall festivities all together. So there's pumpkin picking, patches. Apple picking, hot apple cider, pumpkin pie, apple butter, corn mazes. They have all types of different fun farm events. Like, there's all types of fun things to do. I absolutely love going to those farms in the fall.
Pumpkin spice, all the things.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah. No, I grew up going to corn mazes and stuff. There's this pumpkin patch. So I'm not sure if people have heard of Little People Big World. It's a TV show on the Learning Channel, and they live not far from myself. The Roloff family, and so it's fun to see Hillsborough highlighted in a lot of their episodes, their TV episodes and stuff, because they live on a farm just down on the outskirts of Hillsborough, and so they have a pumpkin patch farm thing that they do every year, and I've never been, just because it's so popular and people like to go, because they're like celebrities here, but I hear they have a good one, and then there's another one too. I think it's on Savi's Island that has like this little train that you can ride, and then a boat, and then this like Jaws shark comes out of the lake at you as you're riding this boat. And, they try to make it scary, but people do a good job on their pumpkin patches and trying to get people interested to come out and pick a pumpkin and play in the festivities.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
So, I'm going to kind of stay along the fall festivities, but take it back to Halloween and switch it over to haunted houses.
Ooh, I can't do haunted houses.
Yeah. So, there are a multitude of different types of haunted houses. There's the amusement park style haunted houses, where you just litter it with like 10 different haunted houses. Not quite so scary, but it's more for the look and the theme of it, right? Then you have the absolutely horrifying hay rides where they just take you in the middle of nowhere and literally just jack with you. Then you have your traditional haunted house, which is a building you go into, you go through the little thing, and they can't touch you, but they can jump out and scare you. But then you have, I believe it was like a haunted hospital or something like that, where you sign a waiver. I heard about this. You sign a waiver, pay $75 to go into. They're allowed, they can't hurt you, but they're allowed to grab you and separate you from your friend, and if you make it to the finish of it, you get your money back.
No, absolutely no. No. Ro is not going. No. No. I'm one of those people that stands behind and like hides and forces someone to go in front of me. In the haunted houses, I just close my eyes and I can't. I just can't.
I ruin it for people because I plug my ears, because if you can't hear it, then it can't scare you. So you have the chance of seeing it before it like scares you. And I walk through things and I'm like, on the right.
Have you seen Ellen when she sends Ellen DeGeneres?
Yes.
Oh.
So that was the Universal Studios thing. So what they do at Universal Studios is each of their sound stages, they make different haunted houses. So like that year was the Walking Dead, like that one was the Walking Dead, but they have like the Jason and the Chucky, and they have the haunted clowns and the pigs with chainsaws down, and like every they even turn the back lot where you normally ride the car. They turn the back lot where the Psycho House is into like a walking haunted house, so you actually kind of walk through that set area. Ooh. And again, there's things like jumping at you and walking behind you, and as soon as you get off, like there's those scary looking pigs with chainsaws like coming after you, and it's scary.
Nope. I will not go.
I just don't like when I can't see. Like I don't like walking in the dark, because I wear glasses. Like if I wanted to be blind, I could take my glasses off. So walking in the dark is not fun for me. I'm klutzy as it is too. I'm klutzy with lights on and glasses. So putting me in the dark to walk is not my idea of fun at all. None. Nope.
But it's
no.
But
no.
No. We are not going.
If you want to walk me to like a haunted space, because I have friends that are like paranormal investigators. I'm like, if you want to walk me to the dark place and leave me by myself, that is fine, as long as I don't have to walk in the dark. Like, as long as I don't have to walk to wherever I'm going. Because again, I'm klutzy, lights on, with glasses. Total, like, I'm probably going to die just by myself over my own 2 feet if I walk in the dark. It's not pretty.
Yeah.
See, I'm the kind of person, I like to be in the very front. I like to be the first person to get that initial jump scare. I love it. I'll jump and I'll, like, be all freaked out for a second, but then I start laughing and I'll be like, dude, that was awesome, good scare. And I just, I eat it up, and everybody's grabbing, they're hiding behind my back, and I'm like, her name is Becky, or her name is Stephanie, and I'm like, get her.
Oh my gosh. No.
One year I took my employees when I was managing a bank branch, and we went to this place called the USS Nightmare. So it's an old paddle boat that they converted into a haunted house. It's awesome. And at the very end, there's the chainsaw person. And so it was me and this other guy, and we were in the very front. I looked at him, I said, hey, it's a chainsaw. Let's real quick disconnect from the girls and then just sprint past it so he can't get us, and they'll get them. We did that. She freaked the hell out, fell down, smashed her head on the ground, and ran out there and started slapping the crap out of us. It was hilarious. For me. It was hilarious for me.
Yeah. When I was little, my in the Long Beach Harbor, they have the Queen Mary.
Yeah.
And they make that during Halloween. They do the Ghost Myths and Legends of the Queen Mary. So I was like 6 or so. No, I was a little bit older than that. I want to say more like 7 or 8. And we went on this tour. And my dad was the opposite. My dad liked to hang out in the back and like watch how stuff was done. But the legends and the myths are factual, and that boat is scary. And there's a story about a little girl who haunts the boat, and they find her teddy bear all over the place. So the guy, the host or the guide, gave me the teddy bear, and asked me to like walk across the pool area to go drop it. And I looked at him and I'm like, no. Like, why are you? I looked at him and I'm like, no. And he's like, oh, come on. I was like, no. Like, you're going to give me this bear to walk all the way over there. Why? So I can get grabbed by the ghost? I don't think so. So, no, he had to give it to somebody else because I refused. I was like, nope, I'm not stupid. Nope. Nope.
Speaking of that, I just remembered a scary movie, Ghost Ship. Like,
oh yeah,
I totally forgot about that one. So you just mentioned the boats, and I'm like, oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one in forever.
I know, that's a good one.
I'm writing that down right now. Yeah.
Ghost Ship.
Ooh, I love it.
Yep.
I love it. Okay, so we tackled most of the big stuff right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, are there, and this is a very random one, but are there any Halloween or fall specific games that you would typically play as a kid, or is it, you know, when you were growing up, or anything like that? I personally, nope, never had one except Ghosts in the Graveyard.
We play with like the Ouija boards at slumber parties, but I kind of feel like that was like a year-round
thing. Those are real.
Thing.
Yeah, go ahead and play the Poltergeist, bro. Let me know how that goes.
Yeah. I don't
go open portals, Ro. You do that. You do you.
Yeah,
okay.
Nope.
Yeah, I think, but that wasn't like, I mean, it's been a while, clearly, but yeah, I don't think so.
Okay, so then having say the Ouija board, I'm going to take this on a completely separate topic, and we're going to go to the scariest video games you've ever played.
Zombies.
Really?
Actually, I mean, I shouldn't say not anymore. In the beginning, legit scared playing 7 Days to Die. I mean, Michael can attest to this.
It was amazing.
Because it's bad. It's so bad. It just creeped me out. And I had hung out with him and the Florida boys and listened to them talk about this game, and I could hear the game through, I think it was Casey's headset or something. Anyway, like I had heard like what the sounds the zombies make, and it just really it was creepy. And then when I finally got the game, I'm just like, no, and I don't know, I mean, peer pressure, I don't know, whatever. But I finally got it, and it just, like, I would hear the music, and I'm like, oh no, they're coming. Or I would hear the zombies, like, make their little, and they're like, oh no, they're coming. Don't leave me alone, they're coming. Or just even, like, Michael's character, you know, I think we were running, because you start off, like, way far apart from each other, and we were trying to, like, meet in the middle, you know, so we could start doing things together, and I just remember, like, trying to climb this hill, and he was climbing the hill, and we met in the middle, and if it was in real life, he would have been punched.
You killed me!
It just scared the crap out of me, and so I'm on edge, like, all the time. Not so much now, because I'm like, okay, this is, you know, it's okay now, but in the beginning, man, I tell you, that game just creeped me out, but I loved it, so here we are.
Oh, bro.
Years later.
Okay, so I am going to talk. Well, first, guest of honor, please. Do you have anything that you've ever played or seen that you think is pretty creepy?
Not really. Other than again, that one of those original zombie games where it was like a first-person type thing, and I had the ex who had like the surround sound in his movie theater room, because that was incredibly creepy when you're hearing like the zombies coming up behind you, and you know it's just the speakers, but it just doesn't sound like just the speakers. But not so much. No, I don't find games scary. I just give me a reason to kill the things. Like, to me, that's fun.
Okay.
Kill all the things.
Yeah, just kill them. Let me shoot it or stab it or cut its head off. Yes.
So I'm going to talk about two. And one of them, our special lovely guest, you are going to want to play so bad. I'm just saying. The first one is Outlast, and Outlast 2. So all you have is a camera where you need to find batteries because the battery can die, and you look through the night vision to see where you're going, and you go against this like creepy witchy cult, and you have to find your way out, and it's I couldn't finish it.
Okay.
I just didn't want to. It wasn't. I got stuck. Really, I got stuck. I couldn't figure out what the heck I was trying to do in this one part, or else I probably would have kept going. But it was pretty scary. But it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
But
I'll find somebody with that game.
But here's the thing. No. This is one you need to play. And I will play it with you. This is why I had night terrors last night.
No, don't do it.
Yes,
don't
we're talking about this one. Yes.
No.
So
yes.
you like you like the paranormal.
Yes.
You love ghosts.
Yes.
You love all different types of phantoms, poltergeist, jinns, you name it, you love it.
Yes.
This game is called Phasmophobia. P-H-A-S M-O phobia. You are ghost hunters.
Ooh.
And your goal is to use your crucifixes, your flashlights, your infrared cameras, place down cameras to try to see ghost orbs, use a EMF machine to try to get readings of paranormal activity, and you have 5 minutes to set up the room in this house. It's either, you know, on a street, it's a school, it's an asylum, or it's like a really creepy, like, country log cabin thing, right? And you need, and your goal is to find out what kind of ghost it is through communication with it or whatever it is before it hunts you down and kills you.
Oh, jeez. The pressure. The pressure.
It is horrifying.
So it doesn't want to just It doesn't want to just communicate with me. It just wants to kill me.
It can communicate with you. It can. There are some nicer ghosts, but for example, some ghosts just want to mess with you, and you have sanity ratings. So your sanity will go down if the lights keep flickering. It'll turn the lights off on you. It'll turn the TV on and off on you. Like it is legit the most frightening game I've ever played in my entire life, and it's so addicting.
I really want to play that.
After the podcast, you should go look up YouTube videos of Phasmophobia, and I'm telling you what, you are going to want to play it so bad. And the best thing is you can do it solo, which I won't do. Nope, not going to do it. 2 players, yeah, like the Florida boys, I played with them, and then last night we did 4 people, and I'm telling you, it can be also hilarious because y'all everybody's messing around. They're trying to talk to ghosts. You're like, hey, and they'll say its name. It tells you what the name of the ghost is. But here's also the key: the more you say the name, the more you piss it off, the more it's going to kill you.
No.
So, and the microphone, I'm sorry, I'm really excited about this game. The microphone is always hot, so to speak. So you can talk to the ghost, and it'll have like a piece of paper or a radio which you can try to speak to it to try to get to talk to you, or write something down on the pad. Like one time it wrote down, "Don't run," and my ass ran. I'm just letting you know. It is amazing. You find,
oh my gosh!
You find handprints. You put salt down, and you see little like footprints through the salt. The shut door. I mean, it is right up your alley.
Talk about okay. So Paranormal Activity. That scene with the powder and the footprints, that creeped me out. Yeah. So
I think we talked about that last time too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Like that specific scene when you can see the things. Nope. So just because I like the paranormal does not mean though it still doesn't freak me the hell out. Because let's just be honest.
So my question for you is: do you have a laptop or PC which you could download it and play on?
Probably not. I have a laptop. Whether or not it will allow me to play video games on it, I'll have to figure that out.
It's not that big of a game. It would, I bet, if you downloaded Steam and gave it a shot, it would work just fine. And we would, well, Ro's not going to do it, but me and the Florida boys would love to have you with us to look at all the paranormal activity.
Okay, I will look this up and I will see if I can figure it out. If not, what maybe I could do is I can mask up, go over to Ro's house because she really doesn't live all that far, and be like, Ro, what do you got? And then make her sit and watch, and I'll hold her hand while I play.
I'll hide behind her in the chair.
We'll put on Harry Potter in the background for Ro.
There you go.
Okay, so I want to say the definition. So the definition of phasmophobia. Phasmophobia is an intense fear of ghosts. For people with ghost phobia, the mere mention of supernatural things, ghosts, witches, vampires, can be enough to invoke an irrational fear. Other times, a movie or TV show might be responsible. So basically, the game is you're scared as shit of this, and you're going to do it.
Yeah. But that's what makes a paranormal like investigator so fun, because they're scared too sometimes, but like it's that adrenaline, like that needing and having and wanting to know that like drives them. Like there is a great show for anybody listening who likes to watch paranormal shows called Destination Fear. It's on the Travel Channel, and it's 4 friends. And they're kind of tied into the Ghost Adventures team at one point. But what's fun is they go into these haunted places, and they actually do like separate out and sleep in the places. And their intention is to see how fear itself actually changes and affects the environment. And there are some things that I'm like, I watch that and I'm like, nope. Like, nope. As curious as I would want to be, like, nope. Like, because again, they're dark, crumbling buildings sometimes. And then, like, why would you want to be by yourself, like, in the, nope.
Okay, so question for you. There is a thing, I know there's something near here in Ohio where there's like a year waiting list, if not 2-year waiting list, where you can pay like $100 to spend the night in a broke down, deserted, insane asylum that is haunted. And you could do it. Would you do that?
Yeah. No. No.
Oh my!
Too many crazies in there.
Not by myself. Like if I was maybe with one other person, and I was in that, and we could stay together, yes. But honestly, the thought that scares me, not so much of like the things that are in there, as much as the like being in the dark and not being able to see where I'm like walking. Because they're always walking with the night vision, and I'm just like, I would be eating it. Like somebody would just have to like put me on a stretcher and drag me to my location because, again, I'm very klutzy, and so, but I don't know. Again, I have friends that are in the paranormal thing, and they've told me, they're like, we'll take you to haunted places and stick you there. And if somebody was watching me and I knew that like if I needed assistance, somebody could come and get me quickly, I would be okay with it. But I definitely wouldn't just be like, somebody drop me off and be like, see ya. Nope.
You know, Ro, this is motivating me for another time on our podcast to find one of the ghost hunters and interview them and just hear about their stories and their thought process while doing it and everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Oh, but did I mention, Ro, it would be live? We'd be there with them doing it? Just saying.
Oh, yes.
A video, a vlog on it, Ro?
I know that one of my goals is to go to the Haunted Museum in Vegas.
Ooh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, so the guy who is the main person on Ghost Adventure, Zach Bagans, buys haunted paraphernalia and just things and artifacts and has them all housed in a museum in Vegas. And if you want to watch something kind of cool and scary, they did a quarantine edition, and they basically quarantined in their haunted museum. I have my friend who's a paranormal investigator went there because I told him about it. He didn't know it was a thing either, and he's like, you have to be kidding me. And I was like, no, you have to go do this for me. So he promised when I went, he would give me his EMF reader to maybe sneak in my pocket, because they don't let you take phones or videos or anything like that. But he's like, I'll give you one of my EMF readers and stick it in your pocket or something and see what you pick up. But he's like, you have to go. They have a divot box, which is like a box that holds a demon. They have the Kevorkian van. So like the van in which he actually assisted suicides in. And they have a lot of incredible evidence of some of the things in there. And that is on my to-do list. It's just COVID hit, and my sister got pregnant, and it ruined our plan, and until I can get to Vegas.
Oh my gosh.
So that would be a fun podcast.
Absolutely.
You just go to Vegas, go into the museum, Send Ro in, and then you can do a before and after of Ro.
Yeah, Ro's like, you're out of your mind. I'm not doing it.
I'll be in the fetal position at the end. You have to drag me out.
Oh my god.
You're not by yourself. You're with a group, but things happen to people when they're in the groups. They have video because they have constant surveillance. So,
no, thank you.
Pretty interesting.
Oh man. Well, we are looking at about 53 minutes in. Are there any final thoughts that you ladies would like to talk about, or any words of wisdom?
Wear your masks.
Oh.
Wash your hands.
Make sure you check the candies for the kids. Make sure they're all wrapped and there's no bad things in them.
Yeah, you know, that's what we didn't talk about is how are you going to be doing the passing of the candies and all that jazz, but yeah, I plan on just throwing them at kids. Like, here, take your candy.
Go long.
I was just kidding. Go long.
It's like, I'm kidding, just kind of.
I really think that barrel thing that people do, like the tube thing, that pipe thing, that's a cool idea. It's on the news right now. I'm watching it. That was very serendipitous. I think that's cool.
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
definitely.
Yeah. Actually, when I was visiting my brother about a month ago or a couple weeks ago, we went by one of the houses decorated to the nines, and they had one of those tubes, like a little slide for the candy. It was really cool.
That's just cool, because then the kids don't have to come up to your door. You don't have to, even though I guess that's the fun part, especially when you have the little tiny kids and they're really cute. But
yeah.
That's why you put a megaphone in, so you just yell in the megaphone. You have kids yelling at you, like, "Can I have my candy, please?" Oh my gosh! All right, well, we're gonna leave this podcast here, and we want to thank our special guest for coming and joining us today. It was a lot of fun, and I know with this topic, there is a ton that we could talk about. But we want to thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you like the podcast, go ahead and jack that like button right in the nose. Don't forget to tell your friends and family all about the Knab and Ro Show. And as always, this podcast is a wrap.
Till next time, kids.